Okay, well, we definitely got a lot of Doom Eternal news at E3, and I was not expecting a lot of this, but this looks awesome. Some of the stuff that we have seen. It was actually a 90% focus on the campaign and the story, which is pretty awesome. That's what I was hoping they'd do, but I feel like they was going to put a bit more time into multiplayer, which they did at the end. But this episode will focus mainly on the campaign story trailer. So we've had gameplay after this as well. I've seen a few screenshots of that as well, but this is mostly just to talk about various things that I'd noticed in the story trailer. So this is what I'm going to focus on today. Usual format for my channel. I've taken various screenshots and afterwards I'll talk about them and say what I think it is, etc. Awesome stuff. Let's have a look at it straight away. Okay, so this is one of the new places. I have no idea what this is. It looks pretty awesome. They said we're going to go to a set of new places once again here. They revealed it will be going to hell, of course, heaven, and actually the Sentinel's homeworld, I believe, as well. Just to name a few places. I don't think that's actually any of these because this looks really different. It looks like this is actually maybe in like snow or something. It's like all ice around the area, I think. And anyway, you can see that the Doom guy's got his beloved chain gun. It's had a bit of an upgrade as well. It looks different to what it did in Doom 2016. Better yet, it's really powerful. It absolutely demolishes this Mancubus in front of us. Of course, that gun is awesome. I'm really glad they've put it back. I like that gun. It's one of my favourites to use actually in the campaign. Unfortunately it got a bit nerfed in Snap Map, but still really fun gun to use. So yeah, great screenshot. But now it's time to talk about probably one of my favourite screenshots and one of the most surprising screenshots of that whole presentation. Actually, I was not expecting this. Well, I guess we know where Samuel Hayden is, and more importantly, he's still alive. At least I think he is, because his lights seem to be still on. Possibly he might have had an encounter with the Doom guy, or maybe a hell creature or something, I do not know, and it's pretty much nearly killed him. It's literally split him in half, and now the UAC are trying to keep him alive, or of course using him for other things now, because they've got him all attached to this computer inside. So maybe they're actually gonna make him part of the computer or something along them lines. I don't know, something like the new computer AI, and maybe that's going to be his next role, kind of replacing Vega kind of thing. Not obviously with the power, but with the knowledge. So he pretty much knows everything about the UAC anyway, so maybe that's what they're going to do now, because he's screwed now. He's got no legs. I just want to know what happened to him. Or maybe the UAC are just simply going to fix him or turn him into some kind of upgraded, maybe half demon kind or something, I don't know. Something along the lines, but I wasn't expecting to see Samuel Hayden in this state. And this is like the only time we see him across this whole story trailer, and it's yeah, so I want to know what happened to this guy, because last time we saw him he was walking off with the Hell Crucible, so something definitely bad's happened to him. Maybe this is actually taken after Doom guy meets him. Once again, it could be like a demon or something, I don't know. Or maybe he's doing this himself for a specific reason. And here we get to see a little bit more inside Hell. If you remember, a couple of weeks ago they released the concept art, The Gates of Hell. I'm pretty sure this is where this is, just zoomed in a little bit, and you get to see inside maybe the Tower of Babel itself, which I think it is something along that lines. It's got like a core energy beam at the top. Maybe this is where Doom guy arrives, but it looks awesome. And here we have what I'm guessing to be the leader or the king of the Night Sentinels. Now this guy is massive. You can see he's really tall, really probably powerful as well. I am not sure if he's alive, because it looks like to me he's like some kind of hologram, or maybe he's frozen there or something, I do not know. But it looks pretty awesome, I'm not gonna lie. And I think we've seen this area before, not here, but this whole wherever this is before, which I'm guessing is going to be now the Night Sentinels home planet. We've seen this before in some of the trailers, I think. And here's my favourite image from what we've seen so far. This is pretty much 99% confirmed now. This is the angel of Doom Eternal, because they said we're going to heaven now, and they mentioned angels, and this is what I'm guessing will be the angel, because now we're in a complete different area, because the background is never really seen before, which I think they did showcase this in that 16-second teaser we got the other day, I think so, where that new place that we saw We had all like the trees and all that. I think that's where this is. Anyway, Angel is massive. It's got some like yellow heart and massive yellow wings, and it is that creature that we saw on that Doom Eternal artwork on that building. Pretty awesome stuff. I love this image. The only question is, are these going to be a friend or a foe to the Slayer? Or are we going to have to go against Angels as well, because this is so corrupt or something? You just don't know what's happened. I mean, these Angels could be now corrupted and turned to the demon side, because they don't look very friendly to me. Anyway, moving on to the Revenant. Okay, now the Revenant to me looks a little bit worse the way he did in Doom 2016, if I'm being completely honest. I mean, he's got a bit more of a classic look to him, but I don't know, the yellow eyes seem to be glowing, and the armour looks different. He just doesn't look as good to me. Maybe a bit more classic, but that doesn't necessarily mean better. But he still looks okay though, I like him. Then we have, which I'm guessing is some kind of devil worshipper hell priest that we did see once again in the Doom Eternal painting, I believe. Now Doomguy pretty much kills him straight away, so maybe these have a more important role later on. Maybe they're the ones who corrupted Earth into opening the hell portal or something, I don't know. But they look pretty cool, I like these, and they look like they're going to be a killable enemy. And here we seem to see, which I'm guessing some kind of green wolf. Now I'm not actually sure what this is, and I might have mentioned this somewhere in Doom lore before, because I think this is on the Sentinel home planet, but I got no clue. I mean, I don't know if we're going to be fighting this thing or not, because we actually saw another one of these things actually in the gameplay, so we might actually fight these creatures even though they don't look real to me. Awesome stuff though. Another new enemy. This one is a little weird. It looks similar to creatures we've seen before, but I think it is different. It has like cool horns. It looks like a lost soul's face stuck on Imp's body. It's half robotic. Once again, another creature that has these like half demon, half robot kind of look, and I like his chain whip as well. I mean, we didn't see him in gameplay, I don't think, but he looked pretty awesome. This is another awesome one. So there's going to be shootable interactive objects around the level which actually set off traps that could kill you or the demons. And this one, he shoots this and a load of axes come down and absolutely just destroy this Mancubus. Really like that, that's awesome. Not sure what to think about this one. Not sure what it is, to be honest. So it's like a question mark, and I'm not sure if these are just to show like a secret sign or something, which I'm hoping it is. It's not going to be like some sort of random power up you get, because I feel like to me that'd be a bit too much on the arcadey side. Because there was actually a few things that we saw here that did remind me of the playing on an arcade kind of style game as well. It did look a bit too arcadey to me. Another weird one, Doomguy is swimming. So I kind of like this one. They've tried to change the gameplay up a little bit. I'm not sure how much of a focus this will be, but the Doomguy is actually swimming around in this somewhere. So yeah, this is where he is once again. He's swimming, and I'm not sure if it's going to be like one of them balance it before he drowns kind of situation. And this one, it's not the best screenshot, but what this come out the ground, and it was one of them tentacles that we saw in the very original teaser for Doom Eternal. So you remember them massive tentacles around the whole of Earth? That's one of them. It come out of the ground on which I'm guessing maybe the Phobos base, and tried to attack the player. And of course, the Doomguy destroyed it. So that's pretty awesome. That kind of reminds me of the Dead Space level, where you see that massive hand tentacle thing come out of the vents, and you have to destroy it before it consumes you. Kind of like that. It's kind of awesome. I like that stuff. Here he is. We thought this guy might return, and oh boy did he return, and he's had an upgrade. Like many of his friends, they look more like they did in the original games. The Cyberdemon, oh boy, he looks real tough. I mean, we did see him twice. We saw him in the story trailer, and we saw him in one of the gameplay trailers after as well, which this screenshot is from, because it's just a better look at this creature. And honestly, I love this one. The Cyberdemon, I'm so glad they're back, and of course they're going for the classic look as well. So I reckon he's going to be a regular enemy instead of a boss, probably like the long lines of Doom 2, once again with like a mini boss showing up from time to time. Awesome stuff. And okay, so this one, once again, really nice surprise. I was really hoping for this. I'm pretty sure this is a Titan. At the actual event, they didn't showcase this very well, because they kind of took the camera off before you could see what it was. But here's a bit of a screenshot I could find from actually watching the Bethesda video, and you can see this massive creature in the background walking on Earth, and I can't see what else this would be apart from the fact that the Titan. So yes, I believe we're going to be fighting real Titans in Doom Eternal. Awesome stuff. We didn't get a really good look at him, but you can sort of see he looks really strong. That's the best way you can describe him. Maybe he even looks like he's made out of stone kind of thing. He looks that tough. So yeah, they're just some things that I've noticed from this Doom Eternal story. There's so much more to talk about. I'm going to talk about after, because they've got all these different modes to talk about as well, which are interesting. I'm not sure it's exactly the thing I wanted, but pretty interesting stuff. And there are still a few things I want to mention about this awesome story trailer. First thing is actually a quote by Origin, and he says, "There are no longer your people to save." So to me this screams that these people are all demons now, etc. And of course he might be talking about people on Earth, maybe his home planet or something, I don't know. But maybe these people are all corrupted, not necessarily being turned to demons and zombies, but actually wanted this, because there's so many different signs on that first Earth gameplay that we saw that suggest that they've been preparing for this for a long time. So maybe I'd say Earth is being kind of convinced or corrupted by hell that it's for the greater good kind of thing or something, I don't know. There's going to be many people, like there's many UAC employees that believe that hell is the way forward, and maybe Earth has been like some huge cult all this time that we don't know about, and this line kind of suggests that to me a little bit. Another cool thing to mention is that in the gameplay we saw Doom Guy actually was making grunting sounds like he did in the original games as well. I really like that. We saw a bit of gameplay from the Prowler, which they attack a little different to what I expected. They kind of teleport, which is nice. And there's going to be a huge focus on platforming in this game, I believe. There was many different things that I noticed where the player was kind of jumping around, climbing, going in radiative waste, swimming as we saw. There's so many different things here and there. It's definitely going to be a main focus. At least that's what I think. And to me, I'm not the biggest fan of platforming in a Doom game, but as long as it doesn't affect the overall main gameplay, it should be fine. As long as like most of the levels aren't just platforming in one fight with demons at the end, it should still be a really nice experience. And of course there seems to be a nice variety in the platforming as well, from like I said, swimming to jumping over like these hazards and everything. Hopefully it'd be pretty fun to play still. Last thing I really want to mention is the overall arcade feel to Doom Eternal. There's just certain points here or there, like every power up now, every gun, everything just looks much more classic compared to what it did in Doom 2016. But that's great, I love the way they're doing that. But at the same time, some of these items like the radiation suit that we saw, the medkits, they do look a little bit funny, I guess you'd say. They look very, not out of place, but they do look a little different to what I was expecting. I mean, I don't think everything has to look exactly the same as it did in Doom 1 or 2, as long as it plays out the exact same. I don't think we don't have to just reskin everything just to get that same experience. We just want to have that experience, if that makes sense. We don't have to see all these classic power-ups come back and it sort of makes it all look the same. Like, well, I don't know, the medkits look very much similar, the health bonuses, of course you've got these extra life systems as well. To me it all looks a little bit, I guess I said the best way to describe it is arcade style, which is not a bad thing once again, but to me I just don't think it's really that necessary. But it's nice to see that they are changing up the gameplay. And of course if they did want to experiment with these arcade ideas, they have got arcade modes still in Doom 2016, so I can't see why they wouldn't bring it back in Doom Eternal. So yeah, that's a good idea. If they wanted to do the arcade mode, they can definitely do it in Doom Eternal's version of the arcade mode back in Doom 2016. It might not be there at the start, but it might come in a later update. That way they do get to experiment with these crazy classic ideas. So yeah, anyway, what do you guys think of this presentation? Was it awesome? Or did you think it showcased too much, too little? Let me know in the comments down below. And I'll be back with more videos later on discussing all the other gameplay and of course the new beast mode. And I'll see you guys then. Goodbye.